Hello everyone, this is how to put together your SOSE presentation for the Black Death speech. You can go back and watch this at any time. We will also go through this in class. Just a reminder what the task sheet says. You are imagining that you are a Black Death survivor, travelling forward in time to tell the people of this day and age your story of life during the Black Death. Now that's why you've developed the focus questions and you've taken notes to answer those questions. So what are you presenting? Your final presentation is multimodal. That just means more than one mode of presentation. So you might have a speech, a Prezi, a PowerPoint. There's quite a list there. You choose which one you want to do. However, in your presentation, you must reference sources when you use them. Oops. So, in the paragraphs that you write, you might do, as we did in class, as Giovanni Boccaccio wrote in his book, The Decameron, blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah, what he saw. If you have a slide presentation and you use a picture of a painting of the plague, you need to say this painting that was done by Italian painter Joe Bloggs, if you can find that information. How you reference will depend on the type of your presentation. You will need to consider that as part of your planning. So how do you go from notes to presentation? Step 1. Go through your research notes carefully. Have you found answers to all of your focus questions? Have you got to go back and double check information? Do you need more information? So don't start writing until you've checked that you have all the information you need. Okay. For each focus question, you're going to write a paragraph answer. So you go through your notes. I suggest choosing one highlighter color for focus question 1 and highlight the sections where you have answers to that focus question. That's the information that you'll use to answer it. Now you're going to have to plan your paragraphs before you write them. You have examples in your notebook on how to go from notes to planning. Remember, we use the planning boxes to writing the paragraph. Quick recap. Topic sentence briefly answers the question. The middle of the paragraph, E plus E plus E, explains and expands on your answer. Remember to use evidence from your sources to help support your explanation. Again, see the example in your notebook. And then your final sentence links back to the topic sentence. If you want to, you can also link forward to the next paragraph. We will go through that in class again. So now you've got general answers to your focus questions. You may not be entirely in your role, for example, as a plague doctor. So reread the paragraphs you've just written. How can you include the perspective of your role? Well, one thing is by using first person. I spoke to other plague doctors and asked how they were treating the plague. They were doing blah, blah, blah. However, I thought that doing blah, blah, blah would be better because. Describe what your character might have been doing, seeing, thinking, or feeling. So put yourself in their place. Now, add this information to your paragraphs. Next, think about how you can present it. It might not be a direct speech. Maybe you're reading out a letter that you've been writing, proofreading it. Maybe you're a plague doctor speaking to a medical conference here. If you are a monk or a nun, maybe you're at a church presentation. Have a think. Who would you be talking to? You also need to consider the visual or other modal elements of your presentation. What can you show? Paintings, pictures, graphs, examples of costumes. Now make sure through all of this that you are still answering your focus questions. Always go back and check that you are answering those questions you researched. Don't leave one out. Finally, make sure you put together a bibliography. That's going to require that you take down the source information that you should have in your research journal and put it in alphabetical order by author's surname or the website name. Double check with me. Make sure you have your research journal to hand in and a copy of your speech for me and one for you.